Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing my mom's chicken tamale recipe. I know the holidays are coming up and tamales are super popular to make, so I thought it'd be a very helpful video. I promise you they'll be the best chicken tamales you've ever had in your life. So let's start with our grocery list. Today we're making about 80 tamales and we're going to need a large steamer pot, 15 pounds of masa, 2 bags of corn husks, 1 onion, 1 head of garlic, 1 pound of jalapenos, 1 bunch of cilantro, 5 pounds of tomatillos, 10 pounds of chicken breast, a large mixing bowl, salt, baking powder, and chicken bouillon. So first we're going to fill a third of a pot with water and get it to a boil. While we're waiting for the water to boil, we're going to start cleaning our chicken. I recommend using boneless chicken breast. The only reason my mom is using the chicken with rib meat is because she was going to use the chicken broth to make pozole and the bone gives it more flavor. Otherwise, it's probably easier to just use boneless chicken breast. Once our water is boiling, we're going to put the chicken in and wait for it to boil again on medium heat, which usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. While the chicken cooks, we're going to get started on the green salsa. First we need to peel all the tomatillos and rinse them, and we're going to rinse the jalapenos as well. And we're just going to use 4 so it's not too spicy, but feel free to use more if you'd like. Then we're going to throw the jalapenos and tomatillos in a medium pot and add 1 cup of water, and we're going to let them cook on medium heat for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now we're going to move on to cleaning our corn husks. We start off by soaking them in a large bowl and we rinse all in between to make sure they're super clean. Another reason they have to be soaked is so that they get softer and they don't break when you're wrapping your tamales. Once the corn husks are clean, we're going to let them drain until they're mostly dry and ready to use. At this point, we're going to check on our tomatillos, which are now boiling and have been cooking for 15 minutes, but some of them on the right are still a little green and we want to make sure that they're all this yellowish green color like the ones on the left. So we're going to go ahead and mix them and let them cook for another 10 to 20 minutes. Now our chicken has been cooking for about 20 minutes now and it's finally boiling, so we're going to remove the white foam on top and add about 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon and a small onion. Then we're going to let it cook on medium heat for about 30 minutes. While we're waiting for our chicken and tomatillos to cook, we're going to get started on mixing the masa. I recommend using a mixer, but many people use their hands to mix it, which is totally fine and works just the same. We're going to start with 1 bag, then add the second, then the third, and we're also going to add about 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Now we're going to quickly check on our tomatillos, which have been cooking for a total of 30 minutes. Once they're all this yellowish green color, they should be ready, so we're going to let them sit uncovered so that they can cool down. Our chicken has been cooking for about 30 minutes since it started boiling, so it should be ready as well. And we're going to take all the chicken out and let it sit so that we can shred it once it's all cooled down. Now back to our masa. Once the masa and baking powder have been mixed, we're going to start adding about 1/4 cup of water to give it a softer texture. We're looking for a texture similar to wet sand that still holds its shape when you mush it together. Our masa looks like it's done, so we're going to set it to the side and finish up our salsa. At this point, our tomatillos are lukewarm, so we're ready to throw them in a blender, but first we're going to add half a small onion, about 5 cloves of garlic, a handful of cilantro, and as many tomatillos and jalapenos that can fit in the blender, along with some of the liquid from the pot. Since we still have a lot of tomatillos, we're going to repeat until all of our salsa is blended, and then we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of salt, mix it all in, and our salsa is finally ready. We we shredded our chicken behind the scenes, and now we're finally ready to wrap our tamales. As you can see, we have all our ingredients spread out, and we're going to start by spreading the masa on the softer side of the corn husk. Then we're going to add the chicken and a good amount of salsa. Keep in mind that the salsa will dry up a bit when it cooks, so you want to make sure you add enough. Then wrap and set aside with the open part of the tamale facing up. And we're just going to repeat until we're finished. Once our tamales are wrapped, we're finally ready to cook them. I highly recommend prepping up to this point a night before your get-together so that you can just cook them on the day of, since it does take another hour and 40 minutes for them to cook. To cook them, we're going to fill the bottom of the steamer up to the line and place all our tamales facing up, like so. We're going to cover and set to medium heat for an hour and 40 minutes. It has now been an hour and 40 minutes, and we're going to check to see if our tamales are ready. We're going to take one and peel the husk off, and if the tamale slides right out, then we know it's ready. Let me know how your tamales turned out in the comments. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if it was helpful, and I'll see you guys in my next video.